Peace. Keeping it real, Rami coming to you live. I'm on the job right now, driving in San Francisco. Let's get right to it. You know, this guy, Tarhaka Bey, I'm sure you're watching. Well, actually, no. Let me not start there. Let me start where my spirit is at right here. I had this great conversation with a friend of mine named Spook, and we were just talking about how we need to be better teachers, and we need to listen better and empathize and work to understand the youth better. And this was talking about Kodak Black and his statements, and I don't want to get into all of that. But we both were in agreement that rather than lashing out at the youth for when they do things that are wrong, that we really need to work to understand them and hear where they're coming from. And that piggybacked off this other interview I was watching with Vince Staples, amazing young mind, young brother, and he was speaking about how the youth are receptive to people, older people, like trying to give them game, or people trying to tell them something when you're not so aggressive with it, when you're not trying to jump down their throat or trying to like bash them or trying to like down them, you know, for maybe the mistake or the misstep that they have taken, or, you know, that they don't quite see the full spectrum or a different perspective on things. But rather than lash out and be mean to them about their decision or their perspective, to really try to talk to them, you know, and not talk to them or talk at them. And that's something I've been working to incorporate. And, you know, when I had the discussion with Spook, it really confirmed that I really got to do better and work every day at listening to the youth and listening to the younger people who I may disagree with, or I may, you know, who may be making a mistake or saying something that I feel is offensive. I need to be able to listen and understand their perspective. I say all of that to say it applies with the youth, but it applies to everybody, including Tarhaka Bey. And the thing about it is, the other people watching, you know, some of you may be watching, you may not realize this, but Tarhaka Bey knows what he's doing is wrong. You know what you're doing is wrong, and I know what you're doing. And certain people that have studied this information, the people that are aware of the information that, you know, the Moorish Science Temple of America, Noble Drew Ali, all of that. If you've really studied, then you know that Taj Tariq Bey is right and exact and on point with what he's saying. You know, but what Tarhaka Bey, what you're doing, what this brother is doing, is taking advantage of people's ignorance and taking advantage over the fact that people don't know and haven't studied yet. And he uses a lot of emotion, and he uses a lot of manipulation in the way he communicates and conveys points in order to trick you into believing what he's saying, rather than learning for yourself to see who is accurate and who is inaccurate, who is correct and who is incorrect. And that's what I find very disgusting in people, is when people use their intelligence and use information and other people's lack of information and ignorance, and when they use that against people and manipulate people. That really bothers me, and especially when it relates to righteousness and the Moorish Science Temple of America and just anything related to Moors. That really bothers me. And I started to make a video, you know, just dissecting all the bullshit and all the lies and all the manipulation to show you, but it's not necessary, because Tarhaka, you will find out from Allah, from Jah, God, Yahweh, whatever, Most High, the Creator, the All, whatever name you want to give, you know, the Supreme Being, the creative force that put all this into motion. You'll see for yourself what happens when you do things like this, man. So, you know, my message to you, man, is I pray and I have mercy for you. And I hope you change your ways, man, because the karma that you're going to receive for the deeds that you're doing, and all of the people that are doing the wrongs and doing the things that you're doing, manipulating and misleading people and taking advantage of people for your own selfish or greedy or whatever gain, whatever purpose that you have, you guys are going to receive a harsh punishment, and I pray for you, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying this, and don't get this twisted. I by no means, anybody watching, I'm no saint, I'm no perfect person. Part of the reason I'm doing a lot of this stuff is because I'm trying to get right. You know what I mean? I want my scales to be tipping in the good favor more than, the shit I did wrong. So that when, my time come, hey man, I'm on the right side of scales. You know what I mean? So and that may be a little selfish, but hey, that's just keeping it real with you. All of that being said, for the people listening, I don't want you to believe me at all. I try to say it as much as I can in videos. Don't believe anything on these websites or what you see me put out. Please look it up for yourself. Please look up Tarhaka Bey. That's TAJTARIKBEY. Tarhaka Bey. Just look up the information for yourself. Listen for yourself. Don't buy into somebody's personality because it's charming or it sounds good, because it's a lot of slick talking pimps that sound good and will prostitute, anybody out there for some money. And I'm not just talking about sex and pimping in that manner. So you got to be careful. Man, it's about 7 minutes, so I'm gonna wrap it up there. I will say this. Some amazing things coming musically, and that's going to be a forum where I could really speak, a little bit more open. I try not to speak that way in the teaching videos because it's a different form. But just stay tuned. True Prophets, God Talk, and much more. Scales, Doula, what's happening? Peace.